Good morning. Had a little bit of trouble getting the rig set up and started today. Yesterday, my phone would not charge. Kept saying moisture detected in the charging port. So this morning the mic would not connect. I'm hoping it's connected now. It was a moment ago. We'll find out shortly. Had to take an alcohol swab and get down in. I have a lightning port. I have an older iPhone. I think it's a 13. I don't need a new phone. It's 13 Pro Max. It's got plenty of memory. It's got plenty of power. I'm trying to get away from consumerism for the sake of consumerism. So there's nothing wrong with my phone. The port, it was filthy. When I took the alcohol, I used these little lens wipes and took the edge of it and I ran it down in there. Probably shouldn't do that, but it got the job done. I can now use my phone again. But my thinking was that that's alcohol, and if there's water in there, well, alcohol evaporates and takes the water with it. So I ran that down in there and cleaned it out, but it was filthy. It was nasty. I've never cleaned it before. Thinking about getting me one of those. Well, I can't do that if I want to use it to make these videos. I was thinking about getting one of those little magnets that the charger just snaps onto it when it works. When you put the magnet near it, it snaps to it and just charges it. But maybe I'll get a MagSafe charger for the back and put a plug in the little stopper in the lightning port. At any rate, had a decent day yesterday. Got absolutely soaked at work. Walking from the office to the parking lot, there was just a deluge of rain. It came down so hard. And when I got about 5 miles from work, the roads were dry. The sunshine was out. The wife tells me that's not something that happens very often in Germany. Usually in Germany, she says it's raining everywhere and then eventually it stops. But yeah, and I had looked at the radar to see if I could wait it out, and nah, I was going to be there for an hour if I tried to wait. So got absolutely soaked. And of course I'm wearing my shoes with my new inserts, and those inserts are made of cork. So I was worried they were going to be ruined, and $450 is what a pair of inserts cost me. And they weren't. They're fine. Checked them this morning, put them back in the same shoes. Everything's good to go. Well, good morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. I've had a half a cup of coffee while I was working on my phone, so that would explain why I'm a little bit more talkative than normal. Usually you get me fresh with just gotten dressed, just sat down, stumbled through setting up the equipment, getting the rig ready, and that's when you get me. This morning you got me after a half a cup of coffee. Delicious coffee. Anyway, man, the left, it's something else. And this isn't about politics. This is about division. I watched a video yesterday that a friend posted on Facebook, and the guy said, I can't remember it exactly, but it was along the lines of, we aren't trying to bring people from the right to the left. We don't want you here. He went on to say things like, if you're a racist, we don't want you on our side. We don't want to educate you. We don't want to enlighten you. I was amazed that this was acceptable, and that the guy that posted it, or rather reposted it, he seemed very proud of that attitude. So now not only are we not only are we not debating, we're not conversing, We're just flat out choosing sides. And if you're on the other side, then to hell with you forever. This kind of blows my mind. I mean, I'm sure there's someone on the right that does the same thing. I just haven't seen it. This was in my face, and I usually click on the video links when I have a moment at lunch, or, you know, when I'm winding down at the end of the day when you're not supposed to be looking at your phone or anything electronic because the light keeps you awake. But I usually end up checking things out at that point. And I was just absolutely, what's the word? Flabbergasted. I like old words. And it amazed me that someone would repost this and be proud of this attitude. If you believed this once, then I don't ever want anything to do with you again, ever. That really, that attitude is beyond my understanding. I've said it before. I'm going to say it and kind of convey this again now. When you stop learning in life, when you stop becoming more educated, when you stop seeking wisdom, well, at that point, you're kind of done with living, I think. At that point, you're just a drone. So no, I don't look at people like that. I'll never look at people like that. If you can't see my point of view, okay, I can understand that. If you're not willing to try and understand my point of view, that I can't understand. Because basically what you're saying is I'm right and I can't be wrong. And guess what? We can all be wrong. I mean, I have certainly been wrong. You can't count the amount of times I've been wrong in my life. I certainly can't. The wife tries often. That's not true. She does not try to count all the things I've done wrong. It would be a full-time job for her, and she really only does it part-time. I have had many errors in my life. Done many things wrong. Had wrong opinions many times. Went down the wrong path. Been angry at people that I shouldn't have been angry at. The list goes on forever. My point is, I hope the people in this world can forgive me. I'm still seeking wisdom, I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to educate myself. As a matter of fact, these videos that I make are a large portion of that. What you see me doing here sometimes is talking through things. And it has changed my opinion just to talk and to hear myself say something. And then I'm like, oh no, I can't do that. The phone today. I had decided, you know what, I'm just going to get a new phone. I didn't need a new phone. I just needed to clean out the port. It was filthy. So I cleaned out the port. I hope I did a good enough job in its recording this, or else today you get a silent movie. I will, however, make it black and white if that's the case. I do not think I'll put subtitles on it. I will allow you to do that in your mind's eye. But I have made a million mistakes in my life, and this is part of being human. And politicians don't make mistakes. They don't apologize. They don't take things back. And the reason that is because their constituents have decided we can only have perfection in the White House, in Congress, in the Senate, in our state house, in the governorship. We can only have perfection. Well, this is kind of a feedback loop. And now I'm starting to see it on individual basis. I can't be wrong. Therefore, if you disagree with me, you are wrong. And I bet that that goes even further than that at this point. If you disagree with me and you are wrong, then you are evil. And that's sad, because the world is a better place when we have a diversity of opinions, when we can try different things and create different environments and see what the outcome of each is. It's why in life I've always tried different things. I mean, right out of high school, I said, let me try the Navy. I tried the Navy. Wasn't for me. Had a great time, met some great people. I've run into one or two of them since leaving. I was in the medical field, and that definitely wasn't for me. I was the equivalent here would be well, there is no equivalent on the outside for hospital corpsman in the Navy. There's really not. I've talked to people about this before, and they're starting to be nurse practitioners. I think they're probably the closest thing to a hospital corpsman in the Navy, but it wasn't for me. The ambulance duties, it just drove me crazy to see a child hurt, so I just couldn't do the job. I moved on. I tried some other things. I drove a wrecker. There's so many things that I've done in my life. But I landed in trucking. And the reason I landed in trucking is people left me alone. The only time I was judged was when I was screwing up on the road. And that judgment, being judged, people blowing the horn at, that's important. It teaches you. It lets you evolve into a better driver. I try not to get upset at people when they make a mistake on the road. I will blow my horn so that they know they're doing something wrong. But I try not to get upset because they're learning every day to become a better driver. Just like we are all learning every day to become better citizens, to become better people. But when we stop seeking wisdom and we just start, and I mean, this video I watched, it was blatant. The guy just flat out picked sides and says, you go to hell and don't come on my side. We don't want you. There's no room for growth. There's no room for someone to learn. I've known racists who have changed they've changed their mindset. They became better people. They embraced humanity. I have known racists who are no longer racist. I know one guy who was a racist and ended up marrying a black woman. There's room for growth. There is room to expand your mind. There's not room if you close your mind, though. There's not room if you're, what is the word here? If you're team politicking, or you're team religious, or you're team choose your flavor. Hate's hate. Whether it's because you're racist or whether it's because you refuse to let a racist not be a racist anymore. Hate is hate. Man, it's not going to happen, but I was kind of hoping to see humanity become a better group of people, I'm not going to. It's not going to happen in my lifetime. I hope it happens in the next 6 or 7 generations at this point. I guess I'm a boomer. So I guess you can say, okay, boomer, and hate me for who I am. I was the very tail end of the boomer people. For many years, I thought of myself as a tweener. between boomer and whatever the hell came next. I never categorized people like that, but I just kind of thought of myself as, I'm not a boomer and I'm not a generation X. I don't know what came next. I just thought of myself as kind of floating out there. It's kind of been the hallmark of my life to kind of be set aside, set in a different place with a different mindset. And it allowed me to evolve as I went. It allowed me to learn. The Prussian school of learning that we have here in America is not someplace that I thrived in. It was someplace that I felt stifled in and was not able to seek that wisdom which I sought. So I turned to books. Not the books they wanted me to read. Although I did read things like A Tale of Two Cities and George Orwell's books. Apparently we're living that now. But I just kind of felt set aside. I graduated with a class, but I graduated from an in-between class. I graduated from 11 and a half. I wasn't in the 11th grade, I wasn't a junior, and I wasn't a senior. And I graduated with a college prep diploma. Why was I in that class, that kind of purgatory of classes? Well, I didn't have an economics class. And without an economics class, you couldn't be in the 12th grade. And if you can't be a senior without the economics class, but I could take the economics class. Once I got the economics class done, I graduated. Wasn't anywhere near the top of the class. Don't know how far down I was. I never cared. I hated school. Like I said, I felt like they were suffocating me. I'm not dumb. God, the way they taught was awful. They didn't teach how to teach. They taught rote memorization. They didn't teach how to learn. They taught rote memorization. Anyway, picking sides. I guess now I saw that video and I thought to myself, wow, we're one more step close to a violent revolution. And I don't think this one's going to be linear. I don't think that this revolution, if we go into a violent revolution, I don't think it's going to be north and south. I don't think it's going to be east and west. I think it's going to be a chaotic, modern day definition of anarchy, not the classic definition. It's going to be holy hell. We are an armed society. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm gone before it happens. We are an armed society. This weekend, Sunday, there was a road rage incident in Augusta. And I don't have the details. What I do know is a 70-year-old male shot two people in another car going down the interstate. I'm not sure what transpired before, but how did that 17-year-old get that pistol? That person's culpable. It's a bad situation, man. It's gonna get ugly, I'm afraid. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm as wrong about this as I was about Iran. I haven't looked at the news this morning. As of last night, we still had a peaceful situation. Prayers are being answered, I think. I continue to pray for peace in the Middle East so that our warriors don't have to engage their skills. I think I've been rambling for a while. I think maybe it's time to go. I'm moving on to a different subject. Anyway, open your mind, open your heart. Let people be wrong and let people learn that they're wrong. Also, you could be wrong. Then again, I could be wrong. One thing I'm not wrong about is I hope that you, no matter what side of what topic you're on, I hope that you have a fantastic Tuesday. I really do. And I hope you find peace, love, and dream. L'chaim.